Hey buddy, this is Collin, Mr. Oldschool Gamer, bringing you another clip from the wonderful world of Warships. First off, you're probably wondering why I sound the way I do, and that is because I have caught the man cold from hell. So, yeah, bear with me guys. Second off, you're probably wondering why you are looking at the map. A picture of the map Okinawa in World of Warships. And that is because I thought I take this moment to do a bit of a public service announcement to the whole player base of World of Warships. And that is the ACAP on Okinawa is for some reason very popular for the majority of the player base to sail north of. Not go in and cap or contest. No, just sail north. Up here. For some reason, this area up here is a very attractive neighborhood to be in. And I don't know, maybe you guys know something that I don't, but I fail to see the reason why anyone would love to sail up here on this map. Because if you sail up here, and this doesn't matter which side you spawn on, you will be isolated from the fight. You won't be able to contest any of the caps. You may be able to help support the ACAP, especially if you spawn on this side. But if you spawn on this side and sail up here, you can't even help any DDs inside the ACAP, because you have this big ass island. And if you sail up here, you can't even shoot at players down at B or C, because you have this large island. So I don't really understand why so many players at tier 10 choose to sail up here and pretty much just give away all map control to the other team. So pretty please, with sugar on top, stop doing this, please. You will see me raging a whole lot in this video, and this is one of the reasons why so many people are so raging in chat. Because players don't use fundamental logic when they play. And this can also be said about going to the decap on north, which you see in this picture, which is located here. I have no trouble going here in either a destroyer or cruiser, because that is actually a valid tactic. Because if you go here with a strong destroyer or a cruiser, or maybe a team of two, a DD and a cruiser, you can probably easily take the decap, and then the destroyer can sneak into this channel and ninja cap the C cap from behind this little island here, while being supported by the cruiser still in D. So that is a very valid tactic if you are a DD or a cruiser, maybe a division on the north map. But for some reason I still see a whole lot of tier 9 and tier 10 battleship players, like 3 or 4 of them, going behind here every match I play this map. And that is the same thing as on Okinawa map. Why would you go here? These big islands isolate you from the whole rest of the map. These 3 cap zones, you can't help, you can't contest, you can't support. You can only support 1 cap, and you can't shoot at anything on 80% of the map, because you are behind these 2 islands. You can only engage any enemy ships doing the same stupid tactics as you are. So pretty please, if you're a battleship player, never sail north of A on Okinawa and never sail to D on north. Okay, I'm done. Let's go to the gameplay. So today I'm playing the Tier 10 German tank, the Hindenburg, on the map Okinawa. I guess you guys are wondering why that public service announcement was all about. Well, it's a pretty standard Tier 10 game. We have 3 cap domination mode on the Okinawa map. We have 2 destroyers per team and some pretty equal strong ships, I would say. So I start out this Okinawa game the same way I start out every Okinawa game I ever play, and that is to plead to my team to not go north of A. That is the standard chat I write every time I play on this map. And guess what will happen? So I don't blame this DD player. I mean, it's of course a very valid tactic if you are a DD player and you spawn close to A. Of course, poke your toe into the A cap, see if it is contested. Maybe you can get that A cap for free with ease. I have no problems or issues with that. And of course, I park right outside A because I'm a cruiser. My job is to help and support my team's destroyers. So if this destroyer will spot some enemy destroyer in the A cap, which is apparently getting contested right now, I can be here providing fire support. Unfortunately, he is not able to spot anything for me, so I can't really engage any destroyer. But this is still a valid tactic. But if you look at the minimap, you can start to see some battleships and also a Moskva player just start heading north of A. And the strange thing about this match, and especially regarding its outcome, is if you look at the minimap, which all good players should do at least one every 3rd second pretty much, you can actually see that the enemy team is the same. I mean, they even have a bigger majority of their team sailing to A or north of A, which means this should be pretty much a slam dunk for our team in this match, because if you see the enemy team, the majority of the enemy team start sailing north of A, I mean, that's just a free victory pretty much, because they pretty much give away map control totally, which means that we really should have the possibility to grab both B and C, and then we can pretty much create a crossfire situation on all their teammates up at A, and we should be able to hold B and C, and this should be a easy win. But of course we have some questionable plays, both on BB players and destroyer players on my team, which will result in the outcome of this match. for example, we have 2 destroyers on our team, and for some reason they both circle around the B cap. They're not really contesting it, which can be, of course, explained by the enemy ships that are pushing really aggressive into the B cap, which is also a big mistake that we should be able to capitalize on. For some reason we really don't. And I mean, one of the destroyers should really push in front of the battleships at the sea cap instead, because as it stands right now, those battleships at the sea cap don't really have any support, scouting and spotting torps and enemy destroyers, and of course that will result in our battleships at the sea point getting hammered by both HE spam and torps. But as you can see right now, all those ships north of A can really just engage themselves. Now, this match may be a bad example to show this PSA out on, because in this case they actually have a whole lot of ships to engage up there, but that shouldn't really be how it should be, pretty much. Because if the enemy team, I mean, we could probably have like 2 ships up there and we could still slow down that enemy push enough. So the rest of the team, if we had a couple of more ships down at the B and C cap, we could have secured map control and cap control over the B and C cap much more faster than we are doing right now. So please, for the love of God, don't ever think it's a valid tactic to go north of A, because you do give away all map control, and that is a really hard thing to be able to bounce back from. You can see we have an enemy destroyer in the sea cap, just spamming our battleships in the sea cap with torps, because we have no one contesting that destroyer in sea cap. We still have both our destroyers tied up in the B cap, trying to pretty much cap the B cap. And of course the enemy team has had control over the A cap for a really long time. So I pretty much feel like I need to make a play here, because this is starting to just go way out of hand. So even though I'm a cruiser with probably the worst concealment at tier 10, maybe alongside the Moskva, especially now since I'm running the legendary module, I have even worse concealment. But I feel like I need to start pushing into the sea cap, contesting this enemy destroyer. I have my very strong German Hydro, as you can see the effect of here. So I don't really fear his torps. The only thing I fear in this situation is putting myself into a crossfire, a possible crossfire situation. I have the enemy SAO straight in front, and I do also have some ships west of the B cap that could potentially get a crossfire situation into my broadside. So I'm making notes of the number of my detected icon, my priority target skill, and I know that it's probably the SAO and the enemy destroyer still that is targeting me, so I'm all good so far pushing. But if that number would change up to 3 and 4, I would know that it's probably 2 ships that have my broadside that is targeting me. So that is of course one of the great effects of the priority target skill. It tells you pretty much the same amount of great information as just the minimap does, which many players seems to totally be unaware of, unfortunately. And before I continue with the commentary, I do want to apologize. This will probably be a bit of a longer video as well, because I will also add 2 bonus clips in the end of this video today. One clip is from a late game situation where I will showcase the devastating force of the Hindenburg in close quarters battle, and the other clip that I will show in the end of this video is one of the many reasons why I run RPF or radio location on my Hindenburg, which I don't really do on many of my other cruisers. This is one of the few examples that I run RPF on a cruiser. And I think it's a very valid skill to use for captain skills on the Hindenburg in both randoms, ranked, and clan wars. So I could really recommend you guys choosing the radio location skill on your Hindenburg. So please make sure you stay tuned for those 2 bonus clips in the end as well. So right now the game looks pretty okay. We have a couple of ships pushing B that should be pretty easy for us to deal with. We have enemy Missouri on really low health. That I don't really understand why he would push right into the B cap when he is on such low health instead of going dark and maybe heal up a bit. But hey, I will take it, a gift like that. We have a low health rune that parks bow in to the B cap, which you should never really do in a room, because 2/3 of your guns are located in the back, which means that he can pretty much just shoot 1/3 of his firepower being parked like he's that. And of course he will be an easy target for my HE spam. So we also have a Kurfürst and a low health Des Moines, which we should be able to deal with pretty fast. As you can see, all those guys from my team that went north of A in the start, there's only a low health battleship left alive. So I managed to get my 4th kill, I think it is, and also a double strike, which is always nice. And of course I put myself in my sweet spot, as I mentioned many times before in my tier 10 tank videos of the Hindenburg, and that is in this kiting position. Above 10 kilometers to be able to dodge and duke the battleship incoming salvos, and just adjust your speed and bearing at all times, and just spamming these high tier battleships and cruisers from range. And this is the strong position of the Hindenburg, where you can pretty much do this for days. I mean, it doesn't really matter how many high tier battleships are pushing you. As you've seen in my earlier video, the one that I uploaded before this one, I have 2 tier 10 battleships trying to push me, which I just pretty much burn down and kill off. And this is the big strength of the Hindenburg, and that is why I started this new series, the Tier 10 German tank series, because I want any possible Hindenburg players that hasn't really gotten this ship to work for them to maybe consider a new or a different kind of playstyle, to be able to get real high damage, high kill, high tank games like the ones I've showcased on this playlist. So this guy is starting to showing broadside, so of course I'm switching to German armor piercing, which are really effective. And this guy is just out of position, overextended, and I earn my 5th kill and my Kraken unleashed. I'm up to over 130k damage done so far, and I tanked a bit over 1 million damage, which is not a really strong tank number for the Hindenburg. I think in my earlier video I had like 2.5 million damage tanked, but still a pretty decent number considering the health pool of my ship. So as you can see, this is starting to look like a sure win. The enemy team are contesting the C cap, but we are contesting the A cap, and it's 3 against 2. We actually were 5 against 2 just a couple of seconds ago, but for some reason 2 ships just got nuked in a couple of seconds. But all is good, because we have a battleship, we have a DD contesting or capping the A cap, and I have no issues taking on this 75-80% Yamato, because I know I will kill him with ease. It's just a number, it's just a question of seconds or minutes, pretty much. I know that he has no chance in hell in killing me. I know I will kill him. And that is the strength of the Hindenburg. Because I know that with my duking and kiting skills, I can kite this guy for days. And he even knocked out one of my aft turrets, so I'm down to 75% of my firepower, but I have no issues. I know I will kill this guy off. Sure, he will chip away some of my health, but not enough to be able to win this duel. And that is one of the most powerful Tier 10 battleships I'm talking about, with the biggest, most powerful guns in the game. And I know that this guy has no chance against me. And that is... I don't want to say strength of the Hindenburg again, because I probably said it 6 or 7 times at this point, but I just want you guys to get my point. If you learn to play the Hindenburg the right way, you can, pull off any types of games that you want. I'm up to 5 kills. Spoiler alert, I will kill this Yamato off as well, as you probably understood by now. So that means I have killed half the enemy team. I wouldn't say by myself, of course I haven't depleted all their health pools myself, but that's 6 kills. And that's not even that unusual in the Hindenburg. So now we have a problem. We are down to 2 ships against 1 full health destroyer, and my destroyer body is on seriously low health. I first consider sending him to the B cap just to be able to contest or spot the enemy destroyer, but I soon realized that he should go to the C cap instead, because if he gets spotted by the enemy destroyer, he will surely kill him off which means it will be me against the enemy destroyer. And I'm not really uncomfortable to take a 1 versus 1 with the enemy destroyer, because that is pretty much what my Hindenburg is built for, with my German hydro and my radiolocation skill. But I'm just considering the time right now. It's 40 seconds left and they have a too big of a point advantage. So the only chance for me to win this game, if my destroyer body dies, it's to kill this Shimakaze. And that I can't do. Because he's faster than me, he's just able to go away and stay dark, and he will win this game. And of course, he kills off my destroyer body, so that pretty much seals the deal on this game, which should have been just slam dunk win from the beginning, because the enemy team went to the A cap. But unfortunately, because a big chunk of our ships also went and wasted time and effort north of the A cap, and also of course because some questionable plays by the destroyers, it unfortunately resulted in a loss. But even though it was a loss, it was a pretty good game for me. Over 200k damage done, 17 fires, 6 kills, Witherer, Arsonist, Double Strike, Kraken Unleashed, and 1 capped. Giving me over 600,000 credits, which is not a bad result in a tier 10 silver ship. Also earning me 1800 base XP, which puts me in the number 3 spot in the game, which is not really that bad considering I'm on the losing team. And as you can see, the Moskva, the Conqueror, the Iowa, who thought it was a great idea going north of A, well, they ended up on the last 4 places on the team list. And damage-wise, pretty good numbers. Over 60k damage to both the Yamato and Kurfürst, of course more than half their health. Also the Rune, Tirpitz, Zhao and Des Moines, which I also killed off. And as you can see, 17 fires, and this is why I'm considering this ship being as good, or if not even better, HE spammer than the Zhao, resulting in 94k in pure fire damage. So that is pretty good fire spamming from a Hindenburg with great AP as well. And the bottom line results in over 400,000 credits, 140 free XP, 2.7 thousand base XP, and also some good captain XP as well. And now over to the 2 bonus clips. Now in this match there is a Cyclone in effect, and usually when you get those Cyclone games in your Hindenburg, it usually means that you are in for a treat. Since the big drawback on the Hindenburg is its concealment and the ability to push close to enemy battleships without being detected. But of course in a Cyclone you will pop up pretty much in their face at 8 kilometers, and your torps, which are really effective, are 6 kilometers, so you can understand why I really love Cyclone games in my Hindenburg. So here we have a couple of enemy battleships, and I start using HE on this battleship because I want to set some fires on him, hopefully making him burn his damage control before I land my torps on him. And actually in this game you will see me pretty much fuck up 2 times, and this is the first time when I start to turn my ship to get my torps towards this battleship. This is really reckless and unnecessary, because I'm showing a lot of broadside to this guy and he could have punished me doing that. I should have waited a couple of seconds until he was pretty much alongside my ship, and then I could have used my torps without having to show that much broadside towards him. So I blapped the first battleship, and now it's time for the second one, which is a Tirpitz. And of course I know that he has torps as well, so I'm starting to turn in towards him, hopefully trying to dodge, but unfortunately somehow I managed to eat that torp, even though it looks like it was passing the entirety of my hull. And now it's just time to push in, because this game is a loss either way. The problem I have here is I know there is a Shimakaze in the A-cap pretty much straight in front of me, because radio location tells me this, and also the way the torps came, the last torp attack, I know that he's straight in front of me. And my hydro is on cooldown, so I can't really afford to turn broadside towards him. At the same time, I really need to angle towards all those enemy battleships to my left. So I'm quite in a predicament right here. But this enemy Missouri pops up, so I can't really wait. I need to angle towards him. So I'm just hoping that that Shima hasn't launched any torps my way right now. And this is the second time I screw up pretty much, because I do the same mistake as I did on the first battleship. I shouldn't turn this much to launch my torps. I could have waited until it was longside of me, but instead I turn my ship too much and I eat a big damage number because of it. And I will call this, I will blame the Hindenburg effect on this behavior pretty much, because Hindenburg makes you play a bit reckless at times, because this ship can usually tank so much damage. So you start doing these crazy ass, dumbass moves, and I could probably have taken out that last ship to my left as well if I didn't eat all that damage from the Missouri, but shit happens. Now in this last bonus clip I will show you one of the many reasons why I actually use radiolocation captain skill on my Hindenburg. This is the end game. We are pretty much winning this game, but the enemy team has one last destroyer left in play. And if you look at the minimap, the last reported location that destroyer was, combined with my radiolocation skill that shows that he is north of the A-cap, I can pretty much, combined with my experience in this game and pretty much basic logic, what would I have done if I was that Shimakaze player and all those enemy ships, my teammates, are in B-cap. He can't really push the B-cap, he only pretty much have one play left. So I know he's gonna go and try to cap the A-cap. So I'm just turning around my ship, I'm slowing down, trying to turn my turrets around so I will be ready for him. But I won't sail straight into the cap. I will sit here and wait until I see the cap getting flipped, because then I know he has committed to the cap, and then I can just pop out and surprise him. And of course with my German HE and my Hydro, this isn't really a fair fight. So I'm just biding my time, waiting for the cap to flip, and there it goes. And now I know he's within detection range. So I'm starting to move forward.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And at this point it's not really anything he can do. I launch some preemptive torps and then I go to work on him with my HE and of course turning in to dodge and duke his torps. And usually you can do this in random, ranked and clan wars as well, when an enemy destroyer is getting frisky and starting to try and push a flank into your territory. You can usually hunt him down using radiolocation, pincher him against the map border, and then just with the help of radiolocation and the German Hydro, just kill him off. So that is why I always run radiolocation on my Hindenburg in both random, ranked and clan wars, because it's a much valuable skill to have. That said, I wanna thank you guys so much for checking out this video. This was a long one, I know, but please leave a like and a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to this amazing channel for more of the Swedish Viking. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye bye.